Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
New information tonight in the death of a Chesterfield Township woman whom police found lying in the road. Investigators say it was a homicide made to look like an accident. And it tops our news tonight at 6. The new developments in a story we first reported last night.
Police showed us video of someone dumping a woman's body from a truck and running it over. This happened at Burgess and Hidden Brook, just north of 24 Mile and Sass in Chesterfield Township. Today, this man, John Galvin, was charged with several crimes, including homicide. Victor Williams now with the very latest. Victor.
Yes, well, this is something that sent shockwaves throughout this community, but we are finally getting a closer look at the man accused of doing all of this.
It's no less a tragedy for the victim and her family.
42-year-old John Galvin is facing multiple charges in the death of Teresa Sanchez.
This is, an unfortunate domestic incident.
Charges include reckless driving causing death, manslaughter with motor vehicle, failure to stop at the scene of an accident causing death, and driving with a suspended license. He was taken into custody without any issue.
When we made contact with the suspect, there was not any resistance.
A neighbor's surveillance footage that we can't show you depicts a pickup truck pulling up and dumping the body of a middle-aged woman off into the intersection, later driving off. Originally, the suspicious death was believed to be a pedestrian accident, but that was soon revealed to be part of an alleged cover-up.
Still a tragedy, but I hope that we will be able to quickly bring justice to the victim.
And Galvin was given a bond amount worth $500,000. He's due back in court on February the 24th. In Chesterfield Township, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor, and we have breaking news involving State Representative Jewel Jones, who has apparently had a change of heart about the criminal charges against him. I spoke with Jones's attorney late this afternoon, and he tells me the Inkster Democrat will enter a plea deal with Livingston County prosecutors tomorrow. I'm told Jones will plead guilty to several charges, including resisting and obstructing police, reckless driving, and attempted escape from law enforcement. That last charge is the one dealing with that infamous handcuff key found when Jones was in jail, even though Jones told me during an interview that he didn't know how that key turned up. We'll be in court, of course, tomorrow, and we'll bring you a report on Local 4 News.
Investigators with Michigan State Police and others executed a search warrant today at a home in Bath Township near Lansing. A couple that lives there both worked as staff members of former Michigan House Speaker Lee Chatfield. Chatfield, of course, has been under investigation over claims made by his sister-in-law alleging he sexually abused her starting when she was 15 years old. Defender Sean Lay live with what we know so far about this police activity today. Sean.
Devin, we've been looking into that all day long. Here's what we're learning. You mentioned this started out as an investigation into serious allegations of sexual abuse. Now we've learned investigators are following the money, and they're looking at campaign cash and super PAC cash on how that political money was spent. This is what it looked like at dawn today as Michigan State Police served a search warrant on this home in Bath Township, northeast of East Lansing. The home belongs to Ann and Rob Menard. The couple both worked in high-level positions for former Michigan House Speaker Lee Chatfield. Lee Chatfield is being investigated following a criminal complaint made by his sister-in-law, alleging that she suffered years of sexual abuse at the hands of Chatfield, starting when she was 15 until last year. She's now 27. Allegations that Chatfield is publicly denying. Attorney Jamie White represents Chatfield's sister-in-law. He specializes in sex abuse cases and believes while investigators are looking into the sex assault allegations, that has led to a second investigation into Chatfield. 4 political action committees he has ties to, those PACs bringing in a very large amount of donations. Now there are questions about how that money was being spent.
I believe that Mrs. Chatfield's allegations were the impetus of this investigation. Ms. Chatfield, to the extent she has knowledge, is participating and cooperating in all aspects of this investigation, not only the assaults that that happened to her as a child, but also things that she may have observed during the course of Mr. Chatfield's speakership.
Now this afternoon, we asked Lee Chatfield for his side of all of this. His attorney wrote us a very lengthy statement strongly denying each and every one of these allegations. We'll put the entire statement on our website, clickondetroit.com, so you can see it for yourself. But it reads in part, Mr. Chatfield has said it before and he'll say it again. He has full faith and confidence in people who were managing funds. To his knowledge, all finances were handled properly and every law was filed. But again, 2 investigations now. We're live tonight. Sean Lee, Local 4. Devin, back to you.
Exactly. All right, Sean.
All right, a midweek temperature roller coaster about to make our weather very interesting.
Let's check in with Andrew. Some of us prefer it to not be so interesting, of course.
That's right, because we're talking about snow as well. Anytime snow comes into the forecast, that's when interest is peaked, right? So let's get right to it. The chance of snow is not this evening, not tonight, not even tomorrow. It's mainly Thursday with a frontal system moving through. But computer models so far are varying in terms of amounts. This one right here, generally 3 to 7 inches strewn across the area, especially from the thumb southward down to the Ohio border. The possibility of even 5 to 7 inches right here in the city of Detroit. While this separate model here takes a drastically different take, providing much of the snow well to the north and west of Motown into the Saginaw Valley and also off to our west. Now, the previous model, 3 to 7 inches, I think that's more likely, and I'll talk about why I think that is in just a few moments. But a more immediate concern, we certainly have dry conditions for this evening, and before any flakes start falling, it'll be raining and raining heavily. That provides a flood potential, so a flood watch goes up from early Thursday into Thursday afternoon. For your immediate concerns this evening, it remains dry. Still remains cold with steady temperatures, mostly in the 20s. So bundle up for this evening. You don't have to worry about any extra slipperiness for tonight or even for tomorrow morning. It's mainly as we get into tomorrow afternoon and then into Thursday where we really need to pay attention. I'll go over those snow totals again, your complete 7-day forecast in minutes.
Okay, Andrew, a police chase ends in an arrest on Detroit's west side after a suspect fired shots at another driver. Sky 4 over the scene where the chase ended this morning on Parkside in Santa Clara. It all started when Southfield police received a call from a driver who was shot at, I should say, on the Lodge Freeway. Police say they tried stopping the suspect's vehicle, but it took off after hitting a patrol car. Officers relocated the vehicle and disabled it using a pit maneuver, leading to a crash at the side of a home. Thankfully, the homeowner wasn't home at the time.
I was able to come home and just assess the damage and things like that. I feel very fortunate that I have insurance. And it was an unfortunate event from what I've been told. I'm just glad that no one was hurt.
Indeed. Well, police arrested the suspect after that crash. The investigation, though, is ongoing.
Ford Motor Company spent the weekend dealing with an internal crisis over white-collar compensation. After posting a near $18 billion 2021 profit, it turns out the bonus calculations didn't go over well with those who believe they were benefiting senior managers the most. Business editor Rob Maloney has the story tonight from Dearborn. Rod?
Okay, in the automotive industry, bonus season is more anticipated than even tax refund season because there is that much money involved. That's in the good times, of course. And one of the things that happened is because of COVID and because of the chip shortage, it caused a real problem in the middle and also upper floors of the glass house here. The original incentive compensation for senior officers who manage the global business, Chairman Bill Ford, CEO Jim Farley, received 135% of the bonus target. North America General Salary Roll, LL6 team members, only 54%. Ford's president of the Americas, Kumar Galhotra, told employees in a letter, quote, plain and simple, we did not achieve our original automotive performance targets, end quote, meaning the North America business did not do well enough for the big money. The global business did. And after that weekend meeting, Galhotra says, quote, however, we realize the formula for which we arrived at the AICP awards doesn't fully consider the unusual events that affected our business, such as the global microchip shortage and a continued pandemic, end quote. Galhotra and others relented, and the North America GSR LL6 execs saw their bonus doubled from 54 to 108% of bonus target. That cash taken from officers cutting their bonuses to 108%. Global LL5 and LL2 leaders will remain unchanged. We checked in with Robert Half Company permanent placement partner Neil Gilbert, and he says lower-level employees everywhere have turned the tables.
The smart companies out there like Ford, who is actually increasing the bonuses there, is a very smart move because the cost of replacing an employee is way more than whatever they're giving out as far as bonuses and all those are concerned.
Now, what really happened here is that a couple of years ago, Ford changed their formula because North America got skewed in the other direction and global execs weren't getting as much money. And so they changed it, and now they realize it became a problem as part of the COVID issue. But bonuses will be paid by the second week of March. Reporting live, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Coming soon. All right, Rod.
Former Macomb County prosecutor Eric Smith is scheduled to be sentenced tomorrow in federal court. U.S. attorneys have filed paperwork asking for the maximum sentence of 12 months. They argue Smith ran for office promising to be, quote, one tough prosecutor, but broke his pledge and even used his position of authority to coerce others to lie to protect him. Prosecutors say Smith was embezzling funds from his campaign fund to use on personal expenses. He pleaded guilty last year to obstructing justice. We'll have coverage of his sentencing tomorrow.
Let's look at the coronavirus situation today. Researchers say the loss of taste symptom is a real thing. Some scientists questioned it as a symptom of COVID-19 because loss of taste was rare before the pandemic and because the sense of taste and the sense of smell are so closely related and easily confused. But a study found that reports of taste loss are real and distinguishable from a loss of smell, with data showing the prevalence of taste loss among nearly 139,000 COVID-19 patients at 37%. Patients in their mid-30s to 50 years of age actually had the highest prevalence of taste loss, and women more so than men.